Hello. Hi. Hello.
Hi, hi.
Nice. First of all, Prakash. Yeah,
Mm.
Prakash.
Yeah, my
Nice,
name is Prakash.
nice meeting you. Okay, so my name is Trish, and I'm from South Africa. And where are you from, Prakash? Where are you from?
Yeah, I'm from India, Bharat.
Good, lovely. And tell me something about yourself. Are you working, studying? What do you do at the moment? Anything? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, I'm a teacher in a public school where I teach English and
Yes.
Sanskrit.
Okay, nice. How long have you been doing teaching for now? How many years?
Yeah, I have a vast experience, more than 14 years.
Oh, that's a long time.
Yeah,
14 good or 14 bad or 14 of both? What would you say? 14 good, 14 good. What would you say? 14?
14 good.
That's nice. Okay, very good. And then tell me, okay, Prakash, when it comes to your English, right? You're an English teacher, okay? I want to ask you, what do you seem to find is challenging for you, right? As a teacher. Okay, I'm speaking to
Mm.
you as a teacher now, not a. Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
What do
yeah.
you what have you find challenging for yourself, and what do you want me to help you with?
Okay, okay. So to
Hmm.
be honest, after teaching many years in a classroom, I can say that listening or speaking is the main problem here in our classroom. They can understand English, they can solve all questions, they can get marks, even they can get more than 90% marks in English subject.
Hmm.
But in terms of communication, they have lack of confidence and lack of fluency.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
that's a main problem. And actually, we learn any language to communicate with people.
Hmm. Hmm. Okay.
The main
All
point
right.
of language, they cannot use it to communicate. So that's a big problem.
Okay. So let me tell you something quickly. Yes, I get what you're saying. Prakash, with most of the students, I have the same problem. Okay. So, basically, when it comes to, I say in English, it could be in any language. There's three things that's very important. Okay. When you are learning a language, is basically you need to have good listening abilities, right? If your listening is good, what you hear, you say. Yeah. So if you hear incorrectly, you automatically would speak incorrectly. So what you hear, once your listening is good, your speaking abilities improve, right? But sometimes it's not about the listening, it's sometimes the lack of vocabulary, okay, that prevents students from actually having the confidence to express themselves. So we always tend to think, oh, the reason why you're not saying anything or speaking or you're afraid because you're scared that you're listening incorrectly. No, you're afraid, or the student is afraid because they have a limited amount of vocabulary. Yeah, that kind of thing. Okay. So, what I basically did was I found this method. Okay. It was very simple, simplify. And it's a method where students could actually, at any age, okay, you could actually implement it in your school too. At any age where they can learn words, okay, and memorize them much easier. So sometimes we tend to, we need words for us to be able to make sentences, for us to be able to have conversation, right? So what I did was, when it comes to vocabulary words, I'm going to show you an example. Okay, so vocabulary words, you instead of remembering the whole definition, all right, because it's the second language, and obviously, it's stressful. You have to use these words and sometimes you're unsure of what it means. So at the beginning stage, okay, because you're not as often in contact with native speakers, at the beginning stage, this is now for all the students that you have, right, and yourself. So at the beginning stage, you make it simple for yourself, have a structure, right, kind of thing. So when it comes to vocabulary words, you could actually, for example, my vocabulary word I'm going to use is convenient. Convenient meaning when something is easy to do. Okay? So when we learn this vocabulary word, we want to remember everything in the definition, meaning when something is easy to do. By the time you get to the fifth word, okay, you're going to forget what number one was because it's too many words, okay? So when it comes to vocabulary, use keywords. Convenient, easy. Find the most important word in your definition. Okay, that would actually help you to understand the vocabulary word. So, automatically, when you are speaking to someone, when they tell you, oh, Prakesh, yesterday I had a convenient trip to the shopping mall. So, in your mind, you're like, oh, she had an easy trip. You know what I mean? Because you're remembering the vocabulary, right? With the keyword. So, this is a nice way, it's an easy, simple way, okay, just so that you can gain, all of the students gain confidence, right? And once they've got that confidence, then they could actually expand on their definition, right? So, what is also nice, Prakesh, for yourself too, okay, you could actually use this too, and for your students. Remember, when you speak English, you want to be able to speak about everything, not only certain topics. You want to be able to, if you travel to a country and they speak about traveling or cooking or politics, you want to be able to speak, okay? Not standing like, what is she saying? You know what I mean? And what is she saying? So, what you could do is, okay, if you have a weekly goal, right? If you have a weekly goal, so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So today you tell yourself Monday and Tuesdays, this is what I'm going to focus on. I'm going to learn 5 new vocabulary words, okay, per day or 4. All depends how it is with you. So you start off with 5 vocabulary words today, 5 vocabulary words on Tuesday, right? And then those vocabulary words will be based on a topic, maybe traveling, right? Monday, Tuesday. Okay. And then on Wednesday, Thursday, you take a topic maybe of business English. Then you learn 10 words of business English, right? And then on Friday, you maybe choose a simple topic. Okay. So you choose a topic, maybe cooking. Cooking, 5 vocabulary words. So at the end of the week, okay, by Friday, you've learned 25 new vocabulary words of 3 different topics. You know what I mean? And then what you do is you come to Cambly, or you let your students come to you, right? And then you tell them, okay, so I've given you this homework, okay? You've learned different topics of different things. Now I want you to speak about all these topics using the words that you've learned. So every week you get to see how they gain their confidence, because now you know, okay, this week, this is what Trish has accomplished. She's very good with her listening. She's very good with this. So next week, I'm going to focus on something else with her. And that is how you can see the progress of your students. So if you have 25 words every week of 3 different topics every week, okay, you have about what? 100 words a month, new vocabulary, right? And
Hmm.
you have, if you think of it, 3 different topics, so it's 3, 6, 9, 12. You can speak about 12 different topics in 1 month with 100 different vocabulary words. You know why? Because you simplified it for yourself and your students, right? I always say that, when you come on Cambly, there's hundreds of teachers that you speak to, okay? And every time you meet a new teacher, you have to introduce yourself. I'm Prakesh, and I'm a teacher. So you don't want to do that. So what you do is, if you have a plan, you go to the class, you have a teacher, you say, well, nice to meet you, Teacher Trish. My name is Prakesh, and what I would like to focus on, this is your plan. I've been studying these words for the past week now, and I've been working on these 3 topics. Could you please just listen to me and hear if I'm using these words correctly, right? And that's how you would gain. The more you gain, the more you will start feeling. I mean, at the end of the day, it's nice to know what you've accomplished at the end, right? So at the end of the month, every week, say this week you focus on pronunciation, and you tell yourself, oh, maybe I'll focus on some speaking. And then next week, you focus on some grammar and maybe some reading and maybe listening, right? And in the following week, you focus on reading, listening, and speaking. And in the following, by the end of the month, you covered pronunciation, listening, reading, speaking, grammar, everything in 1 month with how many different topics? 12 different topics, 100 new vocabulary words. You know what I mean? So I always say, it's always good to work according to a plan, a structure, so that the same structure you use for one lesson, you use in every single lesson. I always make an example. My students always laugh. I always say that, if you want to make a cake, the cake has ingredients, okay? They tell you first the sugar, then the butter, then the flour, and all of that. I said, if you're not going to follow those ingredients, your cake is not going to be perfect. But with English, same thing. If you follow the structure, right, which is the green ingredients, at the end of the day, okay, at the end of every week, you could actually have this perfect cake and be like, oh, do you know what, Prakesh? This week I did so well in my speaking, and I learned about 50 or 20 vocabulary words. And that's how you gain your confidence, okay? So, Prakesh, this is a nice method. It's simple for your students too, okay? And you could use it at your school, you could use it for yourself, and that is how you could actually, with your students and yourself on Cambly, gain that confidence just to be able to speak about anything, okay? And because your students they don't have so much interaction when it comes to speaking, okay, with native speakers, you could be their mentor, because now you come to Cambly and you are how could I put it, you are, how do I put this now? You are actually stabling yourself, okay, in the English language. And when you're confident enough, or when you go to your students and you tell them, speak to me, right? Speak to me. So when they speak to you, they will gain that confidence, because now you're at the level where we are, okay? Because you've gained the confidence, you can speak about anything, right? You are the one that could guide them. It's priceless, okay? That is something that is nice. So all that you need to know is just follow a structure. English is easy, it's simple, okay? It's very simple. I think
Yeah,
the
yeah,
thing is, many students always, or people always say, oh, English is so difficult. No, it's not. The reason why it's difficult is because you don't have a structure. That's why.
yeah.
That's why it's difficult. You know what I mean? So that is why it's complicated. But the minute you have a structure, it gets easier every day, right? So what do you think about
Mm.
that, Prakish? How do you feel about that, first of all? How do you feel about some ideas, tips I've given you? Do you think it could work? Do you think it is relevant? Do you think it's something that would be would work? How do you feel about it, first of all?
Definitely,
Hmm.
definitely. Okay. It's my pleasure to talk with a great enthusiastic teacher from South Africa.
Hmm. Thank you.
And you have given me so many valuable tips how to teach English in my classroom and how to get fluency of English. And let me tell you, to be honest,
Hmm.
I have subscribed Camly to use these all videos to show my students in classroom, and
Hmm.
I use these videos as a tool.
Hmm.
So by showing this video, I can create an environment of English, and my students can listen. And after listening and after watching this video, they try to speak and they can speak.
That's nice. That's something nice. Okay, that's very
And
nice.
I have I have got result,
Yeah,
really.
really, that's good. Okay, that's very good.
Yeah.
Do you know, there's another thing that I want to tell you. When it you what you could do is to actually make them see how important this is. I always use this. Uh, I always compare English, or I use a house as an example. The reason why I use a house is because everyone lives in a house, okay? It's easy it's easy to remember. It's visual. So what you do is you draw a house on the board, okay? Then you have the ground. So you tell them the ground of this, what is the most important thing that you need when you have to build a house? It is good ground. So the good ground is your vocabulary words, right? What do you then need to do if you have to build your house? Well, I need to build a structure. I need the walls, the windows, the doors. Yes, you need the walls and the windows and the doors. So with your pronunciation, with your vocabulary, which is good ground, you're going to build a structure. The structure, the windows, the doors, that is you using the ground, your foundation, to make sentences to build your house. And once your house is built, you need one thing, okay? You need to still add your roof. And you know when your roof will be added? It will be added when you get to feel confident, and when you've gained the confidence, you then have your roof And that is perfect English, right? Fluency. So you can
Mm.
show them in an example, okay? Show them in an example. Point out the different points, okay? Tell them why it's important and tell them if you have good ground, right? You will have a strong house that will stay for years. But if your ground is shaky, okay, your